leaders. I see that he does data integration, advanced analytics, visualization. I see how he helps clients. I have some conversation starters ready. You see that? So if I want to do a little bit more research on him, I can keep doing research. I could even go on the side over here. I could use a little microphone. Can you please tell me all of his problems that he likely has in his business that me as a LinkedIn trainer can help him solve? Do you see that? So I could just push this little question that I'm asking here. Here are some problems that he might have on LinkedIn based on who I am. Do you guys see what I just did? I used a little microphone to talk to AI. AI typed up what I said, then I put it into here, and it's doing a little bit of research for me. I can help him optimize his profile. I can help him with a strategic content plan, with a networking strategy. I can help him measure success. And now that I understand this, I understand what to talk to him about. And then I can go on LinkedIn, and I can click on his profile. I can click on that connect button. I can add a note, and I can include those things in the note. Now, what I could also do is I could ask artificial intelligence to write me a note. You see, I'm going to hit generate, and I'm going to write a custom note that there are 3 C's that I tell people to include in their note. Why they should connect with you based on your connection, customizing it with their name, and making sure that they understand the context of why they should connect with you. Your expertise in data analytics and visual is impressive. I'd love to connect with you to share insights on leveraging data for impactful business decisions. Let's connect. So I'm going to press send, and you're going to see, hopefully, that he'll accept that connection request because I sent him a very, very personalized connection request. Now, if I take a look at my existing connections right here, and I see a lot of the people that are sending me stuff, you'll notice that I have over 1,000 people waiting to connect with me on LinkedIn, and most of those people are sending me trash, garbage. Hi, more about them, more about them. You see that? People are sending me stuff about them. I've done this, I've done that, and that doesn't help me be able to really connect. This guy over here says, I would love to connect. I'm having a couple of issues with LinkedIn. So for this person, I'm going to hit reply, and I'm going to reply in the DM. I see that you're having a couple of issues with LinkedIn. Do you have a cell phone number that you can send me so I can call you to discuss this? Do you see the way I'm sending him a message like this? I'm going to get his cell phone number without even connecting with the guy. I don't have to have him take up a spot. I could just ask a person for their cell. And by the way, that's one of my favorite things to ask people. What's your cell? And then I call them on their cell phone and I have a conversation with them and I build a relationship with them. So there are 3 C's, Paul. There's customization. Make sure to customize the note. Number 2 is context. What is the context? Why should they accept your connection request? And number 3 is connection, why they should trust you. So if you include those 3 C's, you're going to get a lot more bang for your buck. Now, there are a lot of mistakes that people are making on LinkedIn. A lot of mistakes. I actually made a list of 18 mistakes that people make on LinkedIn, and I even turned it into a presentation. You guys see this presentation here? I had AI write me this presentation off the article that I wrote. People make profile mistakes, content mistakes, and networking mistakes. And I can kind of go through this, or you guys could read the article later, but LinkedIn has 1 billion members. 3 new members are growing every second. And people make a lot of mistakes related to content strategic marketing, not understanding the algorithm. For example, people put links in their posts, and that kills the post. Put the link in the comments of the post instead of inside the post itself. LinkedIn wants to keep users on the platform, not send them away. And we're going to cover all 18 in a future class that we're going to be doing for our bundle members. And also, if you want to understand the algorithm, you might want to watch the replay of the LinkedIn Influencer Summit. Have you guys heard of the Influencer Summit? We have 4.5 hours of the top LinkedIn influencers sharing all their secrets. They said many of these things that I share in this report with 18 different things. Murray said the summit is gold. So I want you to take a moment and think to yourself, Do you have access to the Influencer Summit, or do you need the recordings? It's a few $100s to get access to the recordings, but we're going to give it to you as a bonus if you buy the bundle. We're going to throw it in as a package so it doesn't cost you anything extra. You don't have to spend anything extra. Can I put a link in my most if I don't hyperlink it? Well, it'll automatically hyperlink it, Gary. So what I would recommend doing is either separating it, the .com from the things. Like if you want people to go to businessnetworkingworkshop.com, you would do business networking workshop and then you press space.com and then it won't link it. But if the .com and the domain are connected, it'll automatically link it, and then LinkedIn will consider it a link. John Keel said the Influencer Summit was well worth the time. Thank you, John. Thank you for saying that. So here's a cool trick that I recently did. I'm going to quickly share with you a cool trick. I'm going to click on my network, and one of the ways that I guarantee that I am able to message every single person I'm connected to, it's really hard to message every person you're connected to, because if you open someone's profile, LinkedIn considers that a profile view, and you don't want to open up too many profiles on LinkedIn because that'll get you in trouble with LinkedIn. So let's say I wanted to connect with my Ninas. I'm going to search Nina, and you can see I have lots of Ninas here, you see? And if I wanted to message all these Ninas, what do I need to do? I can open up each profile. For example, I'm going to control click on Nina. It's going to open it up over here, and I could start researching her, look at her profile. I see she has 32,000 followers here. And I also see she hasn't posted recently. So I can click on the message button. I can send her a custom message. I see that you have 32,000 followers on LinkedIn, but you haven't really posted recently. I'm curious to know if you want to know a strategy that will help you be able to leverage your 32,000 followers. Okay, I just sent her that message. You see that? And then I'm going to say, let me know, Nina. Okay, so that's the last message she'll see, let me know, Nina. Now, instead of doing that, what I could do is right from this place over here, I can send all these Ninas a message. Like, for example, I can click on message right over here, and I can say something like, and I see I just communicated with Nina here, and she's over here. Anyway, I see her, she's like waving at me. She's like, hey, hey. I'm just going to say thanks for coming to the webinar. I'm just going to reset this. I'm going to say thank you so much for coming to the class today. Really appreciate it. You see that? I just sent that there. I just hit the reset button. But if I want to send, let's say I have a dashboard. I'm going to pull up my dashboard just to kind of show you. I have a dashboard, something called a LinkedIn Connections dashboard. I'm going to tune into here. Let's just see if this works. Put in my password because it logged me out of Google for some reason. I'm going to open up my Connections dashboard. Oh, it's telling me it's not. It's telling me that I'm not logged in. I am logged in. All right, let's see. It's keep signing me out. Hopefully it'll keep me in. All right, so now I'm in. Okay, so I'm going to open up this dashboard here. This is my LinkedIn Connections dashboard. Do you have a dashboard or do you need a dashboard? So my recommendation is for everyone to get a dashboard so you can look at everybody's first name, last name, company name, where they worked before, like their position, and then you can filter and sort your dashboard very quickly. Do you have one or do you need one? Let me know in the chat. I need a dashboard. So if you get the bundle today during this program, I'm going to give you access to the dashboard. And let me show you why the dashboard is so important. Check this out. If I go into here, I'm gonna hit clear, and you guys may know how to use Excel. You might not know how to use Excel, but if you don't, it's relatively simple to learn how to use spreadsheets, especially the basic parts like making filter. You see a filter, create a filter. So you click on data, you click on create a filter, and then you can filter by people that have their first name here. So I'm gonna hit clear. I'm gonna search Nina. I'm gonna press select all. Okay, so it's gonna show me all my Ninas. You see that? Now, there's a limited amount of first names that exist. There's no unlimited first names. Yeah, sure, people get creative for the most part. But if you do a pivot table, do you guys know what a pivot table is? Basically, a pivot table shows you all the different unique names that will show up here. That's an example of a pivot table. So it's like basically a report on the data that you have. So I'm going to remove this filter here and just quickly show you what that means. So if I click on insert, and then I click on pivot table. You see it says pivot table here? Then I can say, okay, show me a pivot table for this spreadsheet, and then I can select the rows that I want in the pivot table, say, for example, first names. It's going to show me all the first names. And then in values, I can say, show me the count of the first names, and then do it descending first. So it's going to say I have 500 Davids, 400 Michaels. You guys see what I'm doing here? I'm basically doing a report on the data that I have available. So I know that I have 160 Joes and 158 Josephs and 148 Pauls. So I want you to think about it this way. If you have 500 names of people that you're connected to, first names, and you want to customize a message to all the people, and you want to do it quickly, or let's say you only have 200 unique names. You have Mark, David, Sally, or you're only targeting women. So you can take the pivot table, put it into AI, say, show me all the names of the women, and now you have all the names of the women. You understand that? And so a lot of people are either targeting men, targeting women, a different message to men, different message to women. Some names are kind of like, you can't really tell. But for the most part, most names you can kind of tell. If it's Sarah or if it's Andrew, you can probably tell. Most of the time it's going to be Andrew's an Andrew and Sarah's a Sarah. So if you're targeting Ninas, you can have one message that's customized to all the Ninas and send it to all the Ninas. Hey, Nina, hey, Nina, hey, Nina, hey, Nina. And you don't have to redo the message every single time. You don't have to even load their profile. You can click on My Network, type in Nina, hit search, and it'll load up all the Ninas, and you send a message to all the Ninas. As a matter of fact, you can even target people with a specific first name when you're connecting to them and build up your connections for a specific first name. So you have all the CROs named Sarah in the United States if you're targeting chief revenue officers. And then it'll be really easy for you to communicate with all those Sarahs in a very customized way. So I did this yesterday to 100 James. I have 100 James I'm connected to. And I sent all the James a message saying something like, hey, James, I noticed you're here on LinkedIn, but I haven't seen much of you. Are you actually using the platform? And I had a record number of people that have never responded to me respond to me. And I built some conversations. And I have one person who's a lead that wants to learn more about Evie AI. The total time it took me to send out 100 messages to James's manually and look through each one was about 15 minutes. Why? Because I used Evie AI to help me out. And because I used a specific strategy. Do you see how using a specific strategy can get you to do a lot more exposure? Now, if I went through all the names, then I went through all of my connections. And what I do is, let's say, for example, I'm targeting a Nina. I'll open up each message before I send them the generic message, and I'll see if we need to actually have a custom message for that person. Like I did with the Nina that's here. I sent her a custom message, but I used my voice with Evie AI to make it fast. And then I injected it in and sent it. So the worst thing you want to do is send everybody spam, especially if the person's on a webinar with you, because it's not related to them. But it'll be related to them if you never even spoke to them or you haven't spoken to them in several years. You can say something like, hey, I noticed we're connected here on LinkedIn, but we haven't communicated in a while. Do you still use LinkedIn? Some people don't use LinkedIn anymore. And if those people don't respond to you after you send them several messages, it's worth it for you to disconnect with them and replace them with another Nina or another James or another Kevin or another Michael or another Murray or another Gary or another Wendy or another Francois. You get what I'm saying? If the person doesn't respond to you, what's the point of being connected to them, especially if they're not even posting on LinkedIn? But if they are posting on LinkedIn, what you want to do is you want to leave them a comment on their post. And if you use Evie AI to leave people comments on their posts, you're going to save a ton of time. And it's going to sound like you if you set up the persona properly. So if you want to sign up to the bundle right now, I'm going to show you how to do it for those of you that haven't done it yet, so that you can get the bonus of the LinkedIn Influencer Summit. You can get the bonus of the dashboard, the connections dashboard. We'll export all of your connections. And also, I hired new people to help us. Carlos, Garson. These are people that are going to be having office hours in our office, and I'm training them on how to use Evie AI and how to create perfect personas. So for those of you that sign up, I would set you up with them to sit with them. We usually charge extra to sit with you and work with you on your persona, but I'll have them sit with you during their office hours and work with you on your persona to fine tune the AI to make it sound like you. So if you need a dashboard or you need to get the bundle, then I'll just quickly show you how to do it so that you can just go ahead and do it and we can test it out to see if it works for you. So check this out. I'm going to go to eviai.com/bundle because this is important for you guys to get here. So I go here and then you put in your email and then you hit sign up. I agree, and then you hit claim deal. Now, it might not be available for everyone. So I want you to drop your email there. If you don't have it already, drop your email there. Somebody said, Joe, how do you do a poll on LinkedIn? I'm going to show you guys how to do that as well, how to do a poll and how I leverage polls as well to be able to get clients. Polls are really cool. Have you ever done a poll before on LinkedIn? If you haven't done one, I recommend doing one at least once a month. I like doing them weekly, but I recommend doing it once a month. Paul said, yep, super easy. I did a poll and I got lots of engagement. Now, understanding how to do a poll strategically and then leveraging that poll is extremely important. So what does it mean to do a poll strategically? Is you don't want to do a poll that says, do you want to buy my services? Because no one's going to want to vote on that poll. You get what I'm saying? You want to do a poll that would help you understand if that person has a specific problem that you can solve for them. For example, what problem might a person have that I can help them with? Maybe they're not getting enough conversations. I need more conversations. Maybe they're not getting enough engagement. They need more engagement. Maybe they don't have a strategy for LinkedIn. Maybe they need a strategy. You see? So I can write a poll and say, what's your biggest problem with LinkedIn? Don't have enough conversations, don't get enough engagement, or need a solid strategy. Need a better strategy. So if I ask that question on LinkedIn and people answered it, no matter which one of the three they answered, they're a potential client. And I know how to customize my outreach to them specifically to talk about the problem that they have. Now, I'm not selling anything in that poll. I'm not even offering anything. You guys get what I'm saying? I'm not offering anything. I'm also not asking them a generic question saying, what's your problem? Which a lot of people do. They send a direct message to a client, say, can you please tell me what's keeping you up at night? DMs like this are keeping me up at night. Annoying DMs. You don't want to annoy people. Instead, you want to build a relationship with them. So let me jump into my DMs just to quickly show you. If you're interested in the bundle, Michael said, how's the bundle different than pro licensing? The bundle also gives you $10,000 worth of training. We meet for 2 hours every single month. Plus, we have posting parties every other week. Plus, we have special pop-up events that we do. Plus, we have a course with 9 modules, frameworks, checklists, cheat sheets, and scripts. Plus, we're now going to throw in a few bonuses as well for the people that sign up to the bundle, if you don't already have it. And you get everything that every AI Pro and everything that every AI Premium has included. Yes, it is a business expense and it's tax deductible. So if you buy it, put it on your business card, and boom, there you go. You're welcome, Jabbar. Okay, so let me show you. I'm going to show you how to craft the perfect poll. Nina said done. Congratulations, Nina. That's awesome. Thank you for signing up. Excited to have you part of the family. Check this out, guys. I'm going to teach you how to create a thing. So don't forget to go to eviai.com/bundle, put your email in here, and sign up. Now, I'm going to use the AI writer here. I'm going to choose a specific persona in the AI writer called the posting template. And I'm going to say, create a poll that will survey my clients to ask them one of 3 questions. Number 1, do you need more conversations with your ideal target market? Number 2, do you need more engagement on your content on LinkedIn? Or number 3, do you need a better strategy for LinkedIn? Okay, I'm going to copy that so I have it copied, and I'm going to press generate. And what that's going to do is it's going to generate a post that is in line with this posting template. Now, you can do this from the side panel. Do you see that? Do you see the way it did it? These questions will get you started. How about these questions? Ever notice the best conversations often happens when we least expect them? What if I told you that engaging with your target market could be as simple as asking the right questions? So do you see the way it kind of built out a beautiful thing like that? So now I'm going to go to LinkedIn right now, and I'm going to click on Start a Post. Then I'm going to click on this plus button here. I'm going to click on Create a Poll. And then I'm going to drag in these questions right here. You see the way I'm dragging it in? Let's see. Let's see if it works. Okay, it didn't work. So let me just paste that here. I'm going to copy it instead and paste it in. You've exceeded the character limit. Do you need more conversation? Okay. Need more conversations? Looking for more engagement? Need more engagement? And then the last one will be need a better strategy. Need a better strategy. Okay, so now I have these 3 options. What is your biggest problem on LinkedIn? Okay, so now I can add additional options. I could also choose my poll duration. You see that? So I'm going to make it just 1 week. Jen, check the waiting room. Okay, I'm going to press done. And I'm going to take this entire post and I'm going to insert it. You see the way I press the insert button here? The entire post went. Now I'm also going to add a special hashtag called Mojo Polls 2025. So it kind of links it with my polls in 2025. Okay, I'm going to read it, make sure it makes sense. Let's turn into a conversation. What do you think is the most pressing need for your LinkedIn strategy? Okay, so now I'm going to press post, and I just posted a poll. Now, did it take me a long time to make that poll? Didn't take me that long. I'm going to press the 3 buttons here, and I'm going to press copy link to post. Now, the problem is when I copy this link to post and I paste it, it has all this fancy stuff on it. Can you see all the fancy stuff at the end of it with the question mark and the UTM? So I'm going to go to strategy.eviai.com/URL. Let me see. We have a URL cleaner, a post URL cleaner. And when I paste this post URL cleaner in here, it gives me 3 options. It gives me my original post with all the UTM codes in it. It gives me the post without the UTMs, and it gives me a feed URL, which is a very clean URL, which I'm going to use right now. And all of you get that as well. Okay, I'm going to go in here. I would love to sign up, but I can only start from June. Is it possible to start then? Just put your email in the chat, and we'll or your cell phone number in the chat. We'll call you about it and discuss. Okay, so I put the link in the chat to the poll so you could see it in action on LinkedIn. Now, I recommend in the comments of that poll to just introduce yourself and tell people what you do for a living. I don't mind if people do that. Some people get really upset when other people promote themselves under their posts. That doesn't bother me at all. That doesn't bother me at all. I actually love
Joe,
when
we have a question here. What is in the bundle that is not included in Pro?
I answered that. The LinkedIn Influencer Summit, the meeting with Gerson to help them with their personas. I'm also going to throw in a 3-hour training on how to do deep research using AI as a bonus. There's quite a bit of stuff that we're adding if someone signs up right now, like Nina just did. And congrats, Nina, for signing up. Now, there's a lot more that I can teach you guys. We're going to be covering a lot more strategy in our 2-hour session that we do. But I feel like you guys got quite a bit of value today. Did you guys get some value today? Michael says, we'll be very glad that you signed up. Yes, you got value. Okay. My goal is not to make this into a sales presentation, although there is going to be a component of that always for people that want to sign up, especially if people say they want it. I have to let people know how to sign up. And every time somebody signs up, it adds value to the community. So we have new members in the community. It adds more people into the community. So I have to it's kind of like a necessary evil almost, that people are like, oh my God, he's selling things. But that's kind of like how it works. But my goal is really to give a tremendous amount of value. Somebody said, Joe, how'd you make your background so beautiful? I use Canva. That's how I made my background so beautiful. We designed this in Canva, and I have a green screen now. So if I take off my little background here, you'll see my green screen. My behind the scenes green screen. Here, check this out. None. You see, that's my green screen. So I have a little green material behind me. And then if I turn this on, I can turn on this. I can turn on this. You see, I can make it even like I'm in Miami. Now, if I didn't have a green screen, then it would have like stuff in my ears. You see that? In my headphones, it would look weird. So because I have a green screen, it is able to kind of find all the little green parts and make it perfect. Okay? A cute little lesson there. All right. So let's keep teaching a couple more things I want to teach you. But if you don't have the bundle and you need the bundle, just let us know that you need support and we'll help you kind of sign up. But I want to show you something interesting. I'm going to go into our community. Okay, so first of all, I want to message all these Ninas. And I'm just going to say over here, Nina, looks like we have been connected for a while, but I am not sure. I see your posts. Are you active on LinkedIn? Okay, so I'm going to hit Control A, Control C. So I just copied this out. And now I can save this as a template, or I can literally just start sending this to all the Ninas because this is a customized message. You see that? I'm sending this to all the Ninas. I'm sending Nina. And I can see our history the last time we communicated and what we said to each other. I wish happy birthday to this Nina. And I'll also show you how I wish everybody happy birthday on my connections. Some of these people, I already have their emails. We've been chatting. I can see that we went back and forth in 2020 thing. Okay, so we went back and forth. So I'm done. So I just communicated with every single Nina that I have. Now I'm going to go here and show you something interesting. If I go to eviai.com, many of you already know how to do this, but not everybody's doing this correctly. So I'm going to go to eviai.com. I'm going to click on Learning Hub. Then I'm going to click on Quick Links. And then do you see I have birthdays on Facebook and then birthdays on LinkedIn? Can you guys see that? If I click on birthdays on LinkedIn, it'll load all of the LinkedIn birthdays. And what I can do is I can use a template. I'm going to remove the prompt thing here. I'm going to type in happy birthday. This is the specific template that I want to use. And today is the 15th. It's tax day. So I'm going to save that, close it. Now what I can do is I can open this up. I can double click on this and press the up arrow here. And do you see the way it replaced it with the template that's in here? Just by clicking the up arrow. So instead of me copying and pasting or dealing with anything, I could just use my mouse and move really fast and wish all these people a customized blessing happy birthday. And this way, I'm top of mind with these people. And it doesn't have to take me hours, and I don't have to use my keyboard or copy and paste or anything like that. Somebody was like, oh, but there's this other message that has shortcuts and this and that. I don't want to have to remember any shortcuts. I don't have to type anything. I just click. And sometimes when I'm in my laptop, I have a touch screen. And so I just use my finger and just click. Unless my finger is dirty from eating something, then I wash my hands. And then I click with my finger. Someone's like, you wash your hands, Joe. What's wrong with you? Do you see what I'm doing over here? Was this fast? Write fast in the chat if that was fast. Like, could you imagine if you can push things Soon you're going to be able to push things. You're going to be able to wear glasses or have a projection in front of you. And I see you're going to be able to do things by pushing buttons with Evie AI, almost like tickling your connections with your finger. So I just tickled a bunch of people and said happy birthday to them with a custom message that acknowledges them and also tells me when they were born, tells them when they were born, super fast. So you could save so much time by what you can do in 15 minutes with Evie AI with the three things, which is the writer, the AI writer, the profile organizer, and AI researcher, and then the templates. If you combine the three together, that's the trifecta of your sales assistant. That's the capabilities of your assistant that sits next to you. They say if you don't have an assistant, you are an assistant. And all of you that sign up for the bundle have the ultimate assistant, and it's less than $1,000 a year. So it just makes no sense for you not to kind of get involved with it, and also to tell your connections about it, because we have a great affiliate program. So me and Murray just left before, but me and Murray are doing a webinar in a few weeks. And he's inviting all of his connections to the webinar. And we taught him how to send a message using the messaging strategy that I showed him. And last time he did it, 240 people said they were interested. And a bunch of people came to it, and a bunch of people paid, and he got commissions as a result of it. It makes sense for you to communicate value to your connections. Like, for example, I'm using Otter. Do you guys see Otter down here? Hey, Otter, can you summarize the last 5 minutes of this meeting? I don't know if it's going to do it or not because I muted it. I don't think I'm supposed to mute Otter. But they have a new feature where you can say, hey, Otter, can you summarize this meeting? And then apparently it just starts talking. It was working before, but I did mute everyone, so I don't know if you mute it, if it works. Maybe it is talking and it's just muted. Let me just go to Otter and see if it's working. Joe's Otter. Yeah, it's all muted. Let me see if I can ask to unmute. Hey, Otter, can you summarize the meeting?
This meeting covered LinkedIn strategies, including creating clear offers, marketing plans, and connecting with ideal clients. Joe Feldbaum demonstrated using AI tools for research, personalized messaging, and networking. He also shared tips on LinkedIn polls, dashboards, and avoiding common mistakes. The session emphasized leveraging LinkedIn effectively for lead generation and relationship building.
Thank you. Appreciate it. How crazy is that now I have an assistant that follows me around, types up everything I say and everything everyone else says, but now I can talk to it and chime in and have it to remind me what was just said. That's epic. That is epic. I've never seen anything like this. I could follow me around and basically just I can talk to it and ask it what the action items are and what was said and whatever. So this is not my tool, but I still share lots of other tools that I use with people that don't cost me, it just cost me a few $100s a year that help me out tremendously. And by the way, the reason I use this over Fathom or some other programs is because this works as a mobile app. It lets me upload things to it. So after I'm done with a Zoom, if I didn't add this thing to it, I would just drag Zoom into it. And last night I thought of a stand-up comedy routine about how Alexa's racist because it doesn't understand my Jamaican accent. We'll talk about that at a different session. I love having fun. So check this out. Let's take a look at the poll that I put. Let's take a poll. And by the way, if you want my team to connect with you separately, put your email and your cell in the chat, and we'll be happy to connect with you after separately and have a conversation. But check this out. I'm going to go to my notifications, and I am going to click on this right over here. And let's just see what this is. Okay, so this post cannot be boosted. That's fine. And I see I have 9 votes on this. I have 9 votes on this. I have Kevin, Sammy, Charles, Francois, I have Afan, and I have Mindy. So let's say, for example, I want to look at Charles. You see Charles, a first-degree connection. I want to look at Charles. I see he has 3,000 followers. I click on his message over here just to see the last time we chatted. I see he sent me a recommendation on LinkedIn on February 5th. That's pretty cool. I see that we went back and forth. I can see everything, the whole conversation, everything about him. Now, if I want to save him into Evie AI, I can go to the top here and I can click on new profile and save him. But what I can also do is I can refresh this page over here, and then Evie AI supposedly is supposed to just show, let me see, Charles as a person that I can save. Do you see it says add save profile here automatically? So when I hit save profile, it saves his profile. Then when I click on it, I can research him. And so now I'm going to do a little bit of research on him just to kind of see what he's up to. And then what I can do is I can even have the AI suggest ways that we can work together, things that we can work together. So it says his target audience, his key services, how he helps clients, his email, his website, his other social profiles, conversation starters, and potential business opportunities. So I can ask him if he's interested in hosting a webinar or find out if he even hosts webinars. So he's a real estate syndicator. So I can message him and ask him if he hosts webinars. So check this like this. I'm going to go here. I'm going to click on the AI writer. Charles, do you host webinars right now for your target market? Okay. I'm just going to press question mark. I'm going to hit send. Do you see the way I'm communicating with him now in the DM? Based on the opportunity that I got from the AI researcher. So oftentimes we don't really know what to say to people. That's a big problem that people have. We don't know what to say. If you're not sure what to say, now you have an AI researcher that will help you know everything about the person and tell you exactly what to say. Now somebody says, can I pay monthly for Evie AI Pro? Yes, it's $197 a month to pay for Evie AI Pro. But if you get the bundle, it comes out to $82 a month. So you end up saving money by getting the bundle. I see several research tabs. What are the differences? So Paul, the difference between the different research tabs is different using different agents. Different agents, for example, OpenAI, the agents for OpenAI have access to a certain database, whereas Copilot, which is Microsoft, has access to a different database, which as Perplexity has access to a different database, or U.com has access to a different database, or Findy has access to a different database. So if you're researching a person, say with OpenAI, and you don't like the research that you got, you can try to research it with Copilot. And when you get Evie AI Pro and you get the bundle, you get unlimited research across all the agents. And as I find more agents that become available on the internet that can do research, I will add more agents to Evie AI and not charge you anything extra. Somebody said, do I have to pay for ChatGPT to use the agent? No, you don't. It's free. You don't even have to be logged in because OpenAI wants to compete with Google. So what I'm doing is I figured out a way behind the scenes to kind of do a Google search with an agent. So instead of you doing the Google search, you're having technology do the Google search for you. And that's kind of like where we're moving. Somebody said, Joe, can you do a Google search on a person with Evie AI? Yes, you can. With a click of a button, you can. So watch this. If I want to Google search this person, Charles, I just have to go to open his profile here. Do you see the little Google icon here? I click on Google search and it will just Google his name. You see that? So instead of you having to type in his name into Google, it works very fast. You just click a button. And I could even find him in school. And I could even see that he's part of our community. Look at that. He's part of our community. Amazing. And I could even find him in the community right over here. I just search Charles. I click on members and I can see he's right here. And I could even send him a message. Thanks for being in our community. Just send him a message. I could use Evie AI to send him a message too. Watch this. You see the way I just injected the same message I send him to LinkedIn. I sent it to him through school. I just pressed the up arrow here. And the message is still here. And I just sent it inside school. Do you see the way I injected it into school? So this is compatible with school as well. Very powerful stuff. I'm going to click on this icon here. Here's something I want to show you that you can use inside our community. If you click on Classroom, and then you click on the library. Do you see it says library on the top right corner, Nina? You see it says library? So I click on library. I have special links. I have many links. You guys should explore these links that we have. But one of them is called the Poll Saver link. When I click on the Poll Saver link, I can actually go to my poll. Remember I posted the poll before and some of you voted? So I can click on the poll, and then I can click on the people who voted, and then I can take these voters, copy this information, and then paste it into the poll saver and hit process list, and it will turn it into a spreadsheet for me. You see? She's like, oh my God. But let's say you had a much bigger poll. Right now, this is just starting. There's only 10 people that voted. Let's say you had a poll that 100 people voted. For example, I have a poll that I actually saved in my templates. So I'm going to go back to my templates. I'm going to remove the word happy birthday. I'm going to select my post promo. So I promote certain posts, post promotion. And then I have my poll promo text, my posting party poll. I have a posting party poll here. So this is a particular poll that I kind of saved that I was promoting about a posting party. And I have 82 people that said they love engaging and networking. So I want to find the 78 people that said they love engaging and networking, and I want to make that into a spreadsheet so that I can invite them to the next posting party, right? So all I got to do is I got to scroll to the bottom of this. You see what I'm doing? And then I select all these people, just like this, Control C. I go back into this poll saver, I clear it, I paste it, and I hit process list, and now I can save all this as a CSV file. So I go down to the way bottom, I hit download as a CSV, and now I have a spreadsheet. I can also copy the table, go to sheets.new, and paste it in. And now I have everything here. Okay? Invite to posting party. I press enter. I can share this with whoever I want. Anyone that has a link, press done. And I'll send this to you guys in the chat so you guys have this if you want to see it. I'm going to press save and so on. Okay. Wow. We're almost at the top of the hour. I showed you guys how to sign up to the bundle. You go to eviai.com/bundle. If you sign up today on this class, you're going to get those extra bonuses. So make sure to click on it, put your email in there, hit claim deal. I showed you guys exactly how to do that. The bonuses that we shared today were, number one, is you get access to the LinkedIn Influencer Summit. Why that's important is because you'll understand what the top influencers are doing on LinkedIn. There's 4.5 hours of training. The second one is your connections dashboard, which will export all of your connections and help you target your people, segment them so you can understand who you know and who you don't know. And if you're interested in the bundle, just write bundle in the chat so we know you're interested, so my team can help you get started. Just write bundle in the chat or write interested in the chat. And then we're also going to throw in a 3-hour class on how to do deep research with AI. So any questions that you guys have about this or about anything else, I'm happy to answer them. Somebody said, how can we see all the events that you have? So the way that you can see all the events that we have is by going into the calendar here in our community, and you'll see all the events that we have. So today at 5 p.m., we have the accountability group. We have office hours tomorrow with Carlos at 10. And then we have a template party on Thursday at 10. And we're going to be adding many more events to what we're doing over here. So if you guys would like to join these upcoming events, I would love to have you guys. We have an EviAI bonus training session that's happening next week, Wednesday, the 23rd. And May, we have an onboarding session at 5 p.m. We have many, many more events coming up. So make sure that you attend these events if you want to succeed. Come to our posting party, connect with people, build relationships. And I hope that you guys can get what you need out of this. Does anybody, Nina, I see that you signed up to the bundle. Thank you for signing up. You want to tell us what made you decide to sign up to it today?
Yeah, I mean, you and I've talked already, and you're going to be on my show next month. I'm a LinkedIn person myself. I just think it's going to deepen and speed up my research on LinkedIn in a way that, is going to be just so much more faster and more fun. And then as a LinkedIn expert myself, I need to learn and grow all the time. And you are much bigger than I am, so I want to learn from the best. So that's why I signed up, and it's a great deal. So yeah, no brainer.
If somebody wants to sign up for your services, how do they do that?
By DMing me on LinkedIn. I'm the only Nina Furreep. That's the beauty of having a last name like mine. That's the quickest way I can think of right now, right here. And thank you for asking.
That's awesome. If you want to put your LinkedIn in the chat, feel free to put it in so people can get in touch with you, connect with you, and build a relationship with you. And of course, many of our students that are coming to our events are benefiting from doing business with other students as well. Remember, there's a saying, people that pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
So getting involved in our community, thank you, Nina, getting involved in our community, joining in, getting to know the people. Like right when you buy the bundle, you're going to get access to a list of people that are inside our community that have also purchased a bundle that you're going to be able to build relationships with. So it's a major, major benefit of being part of this community that you get to network with other people. And we're building a community of 1,000 engaged LinkedIn users. There's 1 billion people on LinkedIn, but most of them are not engaged. So finding the people that are actually engaged, that want to network, that are posting, that want to build relationships with each other, that's going to be the key. And so I highly recommend that you guys join in, support each other, and we'll see you at 5 p.m. today at the accountability meeting. If you can make it, go to the community, join it, and we'll see you then. Thank you very much, everyone, for being here. Appreciate you very much, and looking forward to working with you.